Hey guys, Phil Duke Jr. here with eXp Realty. In today's video, we're going to be walking through this fixer-upper house, and I'm going to be talking to you and showing you some things that I look for as a real estate investor that might also help you as you're looking to buy your next property for yourself or your next investment property. We're going to be walking through here. We've got some yellow walls. We've got some crazy floor plan that we're going to kind of talk through some things that people are missing out on opportunities like this all day long. I don't want you to miss out. I want you to see what I see and look for the things that have helped me as an investor and things that help me when I'm helping people from out of town moving into the area, trying to get the best deal possible on a piece of real estate in the Tuscaloosa area. Let's go ahead and dive on in. All right, so as you can see, it's a pretty good neighborhood. The new Holt school is just literally right behind this house right here. All these houses are on big lots. This property has kind of a steep slope. It might be kind of hard to tell that in that video, but I parked my truck kind of at the bottom, and it's a little bit of a hike to get up to this thing. There's a big, stairwell here going up. You've got a garage downstairs. The garage is kind of under the house, and you park down below and then walk up a flight of stairs to get to the living space up above. But this is a big lot, and partial brick here. And I want to tell you, one of the first things I look for when looking for a vacant property, you're going to see it pretty much right away as soon as we step inside here. Oh, and by the way, if you are interested in real estate investing at all, whether that's fix and flips, rental properties, short-term rentals, Airbnb, VRBO, Section 8 properties, whatever you're looking for, you need to go check out the Tuscaloosa Real Estate Investor Club Facebook page. That's a group that I run, and we also do monthly events. We do them normally on a Tuesday night, once a month, and I'm telling you, this is unlike any investor meetup that you've ever been to. We meet typically from like 5:45 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., so it's 2.5 hours or so. A little bit of networking time built in, but if you are interested in getting in real estate investing, you need to get in that Facebook group, find when our next in-person meeting is, and come out and learn and network. We would love to help you get started, whether you've got 0 properties or 100 properties. There is something for everybody at those group meetings. So I'll tell you, one of the things I'm looking for, me personally, as an investor, if I can find a good deal on a property, number one thing I'm going to look for is a vacant house. All right, there's a little bit of furniture in this. I'm going to take you on a whole tour of the property, but these rooms are all empty. If you look at the pictures of this house on realtor.com, you'll see that nobody's living here. And so if you're really looking for a great deal on a property, vacant properties that have been sitting for a little while would be towards the top of my personal list, okay? You can see here, this house has, good looking floors. The paint colors are not very neutral, but paint is an easy fix. So, number one, I'm looking for a vacant house for me personally, if I'm looking to get a great deal on a property, because a vacant house means somebody's paying for it, right? There's probably a mortgage payment that's due. There's probably insurance that they're having to pay. They're probably having to pay. I can see that the fan is on. I've got lights on in here as we're walking through here. Somebody's paying the power bill. Somebody's probably paying to come by and cut the grass, or they're coming by to cut the grass themselves, which this one has a good looking yard. So somebody's coming by and taking care of the grass here. Somebody's coming by and checking the mail. Somebody's making sure the power is on. I can see that fan on, that light is on. One thing here is I see window units throughout. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I do know that the central heat and air unit is not working at this unit. Okay. So I know that going into it, right? I got to factor that into my budget. But I'm looking for a vacant house, preferably one that's been sitting for just a little bit of time, right? The vacant house that's been sitting there for 2 or 3 years, the people that own those kind of houses normally are in situations where they don't really have to sell, right? Or they would have, right? They would have just, you know, broken even, moved on, but a house has been sitting vacant for 30, 60, 90 days, right? A lot of people don't know this, but like 60 to 70% of foreclosures out there on the market happen because of medical issues, right? We live in a society where a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, and they make just enough money to pay, the house payment, the water bill, the power bill, their insurance, gas for their vehicle, insurance for their vehicle, groceries. They make just enough to pay all their bills until they get sick, until they get injured. Then they can't go to work. They miss 1 or 2 paychecks, and now all of a sudden you're kind of digging yourself out of a hole, right? So I'm not. Don't be an ambulance chaser, right? Don't be watching to see who went to the hospital and trying to take advantage of the situation there. But I just want to tell you, like, why do houses sit vacant? It could be that they had a job change. It could be, they bought the property with plans to renovate. They bought the property with plans to stay in it long term. They get laid off at their job, or they get a promotion, or they get a job opportunity to go somewhere where they weren't expecting to move. They bought this house thinking it was going to be their forever home, and next thing you know, they're moving out of town. These are the kind of situations that you are looking for if you're wanting to get a great deal on a property, right? There's got to be there's the seller who's selling has to be motivated, right? If the seller is not motivated to sell, and they're not willing to negotiate, they're not willing to make a deal possible, you as an investor are not going to be able to make it work. Another thing that I'm looking for, okay, as I come into this very yellow room, I'm also looking for what could I do to add value to the property? Or when I'm looking at a property that I'm thinking about buying for myself as an investor, can I add value to this? Okay. Couple ways you can easily add value. Okay. This one already has pretty good floors. These floors are not in bad shape, but the paint colors in here are definitely not neutral. And all things considered, guys, paint is very inexpensive. Whether you buy the paint and do it yourself, or you pay somebody to come in over the course of a weekend or a week. I mean, you could get Sherwin-Williams agreeable gray. You could roll that out in here. The ceilings actually look pretty good. They're white. It's popcorn ceiling, but who cares? If you just painted this whole house and it popped, right? You had a good looking color on the wall, freshen up the white on the trim, maybe change the color of the door here. I think they tried to go with a red, but it ended up, turning into more of like a pink is what it looks like to me. Easy value adds that you can add to any property, right? And if that was done here, it would look totally different. Look like a totally different house for not that much extra money. Okay. So, number one, like I'm trying to find a motivated seller. Vacant properties, a lot of times, are motivated sellers, right? The house is sitting here empty. Somebody's paying the bills, and they don't want to pay the bills very long. Most people don't want to have 2 or 3 house payments at one time. So if you're an investor, or if you're just looking to buy a house at a great price, a vacant house would be where I would start. Number two, can you add value? There's a lot of value that could be added to this property here. We've got right here on the main level, we've got 4 bedrooms, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay. we're seeing some paint that could easily be done, right? These blinds don't look good. Again, you're talking, 50 to $100. Throw some new blinds on there. Take these, command hooks off of the wall. Easy, low dollar amount type stuff you could do. You could go to Walmart. Walmart sells a brand of light fixtures called Better Homes and Gardens. You might be familiar with Better Homes and Gardens magazine. Better Homes and Gardens has a great looking line of light fixtures, fans. I'm telling you, for $50 to $100, put one in each of these rooms. It's going to make it look a lot better. You can see here also this bathroom is kind of outdated, right? It's got the old school tile. It's not in bad shape though. Okay, so you could throw a new vanity in here, a couple $100, a couple $100 for tile. You could come into this shower tub combo. It doesn't look bad. Repaint this whole room, put on a nice looking shower curtain, and you did a bathroom remodel for probably less than $2,000, right? Easy fix. Or if you're looking to buy something like this as a rental property, it doesn't have to be perfect. It needs to be safe. It needs to be clean. It doesn't have to be, designer, move-in ready, like it's a new construction. But again, in here, another oddly colored, paint color. This is almost like a army green, olive type color, olive green. And they did the trim and everything like that. But you got, the floors look pretty good. You've got a fan here that would look okay if it was cleaned up a little bit, right? The ceilings don't look too bad. So can you add value? Another way to add value, which I'm not really seeing a path there. Here's the master bathroom. Again, same kind of tile. It's not in bad shape. It's just kind of old and outdated. Another thing that I look for in a property as an investment is, could I add value in another way? Could I, like, we've got a big closet here. Could I take out this closet and expand that bathroom over into here? Well, if I did that in here, I wouldn't have a closet anymore. So I can't really do that here. But on some houses, you can make that master bathroom bigger, right? You can make that master bathroom bigger. Or sometimes, what I have seen sometimes, and it doesn't really like you could do this here, but one thing that you look for is there an area that you could turn into another bathroom? Like, if this wasn't the front entrance here, could you, leave this wall in place, put a door right here, and turn this area into another bathroom? Well, on this house, it would be hard to do. But one of my favorite things to do is to take a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house and turn it into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, right? So I'm just kind of showing you, what we've got here. Those are all the bedrooms over here. We've got a closet right here, not really big enough to expand over. And if we took this area out right here, we'd be messing with the front entrance and people getting from the bedrooms to the living area and the kitchen, right? So this one, not really a great candidate for adding value in that way, but we already talked about paint, flooring, light fixtures, other easy ways to add value. But if you take a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house and enclose a closet or enclose part of a dining room and turn it into a second full bath, you might increase the value $50,000, and it might only cost you $10,000 to do that. All right, so those are just some things to look for, okay? So just kind of in summary, a couple things I look for if I'm looking to get a great deal on a property. Number 1, vacant houses. All right. Number 2, can I add value to it? Right? Is it a great house with some features that are just making it not as appealing to other people? And if I change those features, it would make it more appealing. Those are some easy things to look for. I hope this video was helpful for you. Again, check out the Tuscaloosa Real Estate Investor Club. Hope to see you at one of our in-person meetups really soon.